This episode of Weekly Weird News is sponsored by HelloFresh and by Honey.
Now, when you or I want something we don't have, what do we offer in exchange for that thing that we want? That's right, class. The answer is money.
Mm-hmm.
We work to create goods and or services, and in exchange, we receive money, which can then be exchanged for other goods and or services. And there are sometimes exceptions. You might work directly in exchange for something you want with no money involved, like mowing the lawn so your dad drives you to the mall or something like that. Or you,
all right, old.
or you might exchange one thing for another, like with like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or some shit.
Okay, old.
But generally speaking, the barter system is in the dustbin of history. Unless you're really, really rich, in which case, why spend money like some commoner when you could instead get what you want in exchange for a horse?
I feel like in some ways there has been a curtain that's been pulled back on rich people lately, and we get to see cool stories like
money.
this.
Disgusting. Why would I give you money? No.
Filthy, disgusting money?
No, I'm
a purebred
got
horse.
a purebred stallion out there.
Yeah. Look how beautiful it is.
Look at that. He's still got his balls.
Horses as currency is like quintessentially some rich guy shit. And apparently it is further reaching than we could have ever known.
There's, it goes deep.
You know, growing up, I just thought it was like, if you were rich, that's what dads got their daughters. And that's just based off of TV that I watched as a child. But now, you can trade a horse for anything.
Yeah.
So for one thing, while most people appreciate and admire horses, most people do not have horses because they are not only expensive to purchase, but also very expensive to care for properly. And most people's living situations simply would not allow for a large 1,000-pound animal that eats a lot and also needs ample room to run around. Now, there are, of course, horse owners who aren't super rich, but they're probably not directly trading horses for goods and services unless they breed horses for a living or are in a very tough spot financially. Or to tithing.
Yeah.
So there's almost zero chance that a non-wealthy person is going to offer you a horse in exchange for anything. But for wealthy people, horses are the ultimate currency, the original cryptocurrency.
They're recession-proof.
Yes. If anything's proven to be recession-proof, definitely horses.
Yeah. So we were all first made aware of horse currency a few months back when some old documents were leaked revealing that, at least according to a flight attendant who worked on SpaceX's private plane fleet, Elon Musk requested an erotic massage, aka a tuggy, and offered the flight attendant a horse in exchange. She apparently declined and later was paid $250,000 by SpaceX to keep quiet about the incident.
She could buy her own horse.
And we found out about it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The reaction to this news was, of course, confusion about the whole horse aspect of the story, but also acknowledgement that offering to give someone a horse in exchange for something was some real rich guy shit. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But was this something that other rich assholes also do? Turns out, yes, this is something other rich assholes also do.
Yeah, and not just any rich assholes. We're talking about the rich asshole who from 2017 to 2021 was president of these United States of America. And this is a guy who, as we all know, has a bit of a reputation for not paying his debts, with stories going back decades about how hard it's been for people who do work for Trump, especially lawyers, to get paid for their work. It's a big part of the reason that he's had so much trouble finding good attorneys to represent him in all of his current legal matters.
He's a bad client.
And a new book by New York Times writer David Enrich called Servants of the Damned, Giant Law Firms, Donald Trump, and the Corruption of Justice tells one very interesting story about Trump trying to get out of paying a debt around 30 years ago. Real trailblazer, this guy. Here's The Guardian.
Describing a lawyer at a white shoe firm who worked for Trump in the 1990s, Enrich writes, "The bill came to about $2 million and Trump refused to pay. After a while, the lawyer lost patience and he showed up unannounced at Trump Tower. Someone sent him up to Trump's office. Trump was initially pleased to see him. He didn't betray any sense of sheepishness, but the lawyer was steaming. 'I'm incredibly disappointed,' he scolded Trump. 'There's no reason you haven't paid us.' Trump made some apologetic noises. Then he said, 'I'm not going to pay your bill. I'm going to give you something more valuable.' 'What on earth is he talking about?' the lawyer wondered. 'I have a stallion,' Trump continued. 'It's worth $5 million. Trump rummaged around in a filing cabinet and pulled out what he said was a deed to a horse. He handed it to the lawyer. Enrich reports that once he regained the capacity for speech, the lawyer to whom Trump offered a stallion, supposedly worth $5 million, stammered this isn't the 1800s. You can't pay me with a horse.
There's so many things I love about this. I think that the main one to point out is that he just flicked through a few files until it was long enough to where the guy believed he was actually looking for something specific, and then pulled out something and was like, well, I've got the deed right here.
Yeah.
There it is. As we know, he has done this throughout his presidency in a very public way, where he had like stuff stacked behind him because he likes visual representations of things.
Even if it's just empty, just blank pages.
Because his followers are simple people. They're farmers. They're people of the land.
Well, I mean, horses are so 1990s. You visit Trump
morons.
now and ask for the money he owes you. He's like, I got something better. Here's the nuclear secrets of a foreign nation.
He actually has something worthwhile now.
Can't put a price on that.
But yeah, no, it's totally just a tactic to be like, it's almost like, do you want what's in the mystery box?
Yeah.
Like, sure, I have my checkbook right here, which is good, by the way. Totally good for it. But you could also get something that is far more valuable.
Yeah. And so this is a lawyer at a New York City law firm who...
Not exactly the type of person who's going to fall for it.
Maybe a commuter who lives out in maybe like Connecticut or something. Maybe got half an acre, something like that. Very unlikely this man has room in his life for a horse.
I guarantee you, if he accepted the horse, that Trump would have just sent someone down to one of the stables by Central Park and had them just pull some carriage horse out.
Yeah.
Here it is.
There it
the
is.
stallion that you
$5
ordered.
million stallion.
It just falls over dead from working all day.
Yeah.
Sad lives, those horses. So clearly this lawyer, despite working for a high-end law firm, wasn't familiar with how deals get done among the rich and powerful.
He didn't read the book, The Art of the Deal.
This wasn't just some horse, you cretin. This was a high pedigree stallion. Braid that thing's tail, make it look nice for the lawyer. And you probably don't even know what stallion means, by the way. It means this horse still has its balls, you dingus. Do you know how much the semen from a $5 million horse goes for?
It's white gold.
Of course you don't, because you're a simpleton. So no, this fool refused the horse and instead insisted on being paid with the same kind of money that bums beg for on the street. Oh, you want filthy coins and bills? And no, he didn't ever end up getting paid in full, because this is Donald Trump we're talking about. And lawyers hate him because of this one simple trick.
This man's been stiffing lawyers for his entire life. And it's so funny that like now, at the time when he most needs good legal representation, it is nowhere to be found. He's hiring like just people from the fringes of the legal profession.
Yeah. Well, for them, it's like, it's a Hail Mary for their legal career.
They're doing it literally for exposure.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what the reaches you've gone to.
Here's the deal. No, you're not gonna get paid. I mean, I'll say I'll pay you, but you know how I do things. But your name's gonna be in the newspaper, and that's worth more than any money value or horse value you can think of. Mm-hmm. So I think you should go for it. Anyway, Speaking of Trump and the stuff that he needs lawyers for, this week there was a bit of an update on the kinds of classified documents that he was keeping at Mar-a-Lago illegally before the big mean FBI came and hauled away all those boxes.
What are you doing here? These are merely horse deeds.
All my horse deeds.
Dozens of. Would you like a horse? How about you make this disappear?
Look, this one, it's it's not a stallion, it's a gelding. Not as valuable, worth about a couple 100,000. Look at that mane. Mm-hmm. Just gotta give it its vitamins so it shines. You don't feed it the right.
When your daughter finds out you turned down this beautiful horse.
Oh, she'll never forgive you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in addition to weird sexual blackmail on Emmanuel Macron.
He wanted to fuck the queen. That's what we've all figured out by being online. And he's really upset that she's dead now.
It's also been reported that documents relating to nuclear secrets were being kept at Trump's house. And this week, the Washington Post described more details about exactly what kinds of nuclear secrets we're talking about here. Here's their reporting.
A document describing a foreign government's military defenses, including its nuclear capabilities, was found by FBI agents who searched former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence and private club last month, according to people familiar with the matter, underscoring concerns among U.S. intelligence officials about classified material stashed in the Florida property. This, of course, falls into the sources say category and isn't the kind of thing that the Justice Department would confirm even if it were true. But the Washington Post sources, they are generally pretty well vetted. So.
Yeah. This has legs to it. Mm-hmm. The article also says that some of the seized documents are so top secret that even some senior national security officials wouldn't have even known about them. It was just the president, maybe some members of his cabinet, but that's it. Quote, Documents about such highly classified operations require special clearances on a need-to-know basis, not just top-secret clearance. Some special access programs can have as few as a couple dozen governmental personnel authorized to know of an operation's existence. Records that deal with such programs are kept under lock and key, almost always in a secure, compartmented information facility with a designated control officer to keep careful tabs on their location. But such documents were stored at Mar-a-Lago with uncertain security more than 18 months after Trump left the White House.
So yeah,
how do you feel about that?
Definitely not the kind of information that you just want floating around some dude's house in Florida.
In between all of his horse deeds. Ah, shit, I thought I grabbed the horse deed.
Look, how could I not be confused? They look exactly the same.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Horse deeds look a lot like top secret government documents.
How do you think we were getting away with keeping them secret for so long?
And most of these documents are about where we keep the best horses. So,
yeah. What's especially interesting about this news, though, is that after seeing those initial reports of nuclear weapons information, most of us assumed it was information about the U.S.'s nuclear technology. But apparently it's about other countries' nukes as well. And that list of countries is pretty small. So it's kind of, you could narrow it down.
Yeah. The people in about a dozen or so countries, their leaders definitely leaned forward when this news came out.
Maybe one in particular.
Yeah.
Aside from the U.S., there's, of course, Russia, China, France, the U.K., India, North Korea, Pakistan, Belgium, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Turkey, and also Israel, whose nuclear secrets are the most secret of all, since they don't even officially exist. Though everyone knows they definitely do.
Yeah, we don't have any nukes here in Israel.
As Twitter user Joe Posting wrote, if Trump was selling the details of Israel's nuclear program to the Saudis, it's going to cause a very funny schism between a bunch of terrible people.
Yeah, and I don't know if this seems like a Kushner move. Because Kushner's the guy that actually got Israel and Saudi Arabia to kind of become friends in a weird way where it's just like the two powers, two forces of evil that hated each other now love each other, and they're willing to set aside the whole holy war thing and get things done. And maybe Jared, maybe the Saudis, they weren't interested until Jared's like, look, there's no way this doesn't work out for you because look at that,
anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
They could be burying the UK's nuclear codes right now with the Queen and her corgis. And
Paddington Bear.
So strange.
Bury me with Paddington. I don't want Paddington Bear to outlive me.
There's a very weird, movement of people believing that Paddington Bear is the one that takes you across the river Styx.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Paddington Bear is, of course, dead.
And in hell.
He died at the end of Paddington 2. It was very sad. Spoiler alert. He was accidentally killed by the London Metropolitan Police. They thought he had committed a terror attack, but, bad intelligence. It was a big public snafu. But they shot Paddington dead.
Very sad.
Yeah.
But he's with the Queen now.
He lives on in our hearts, and he's with the Queen now.
And they're both just hanging out with Lucifer Morningstar. Anyway, speaking of the Saudis, before we get into the next thing, there was this week released an incredible 2-hour documentary on PBS about the false election stealing narrative from the beginning, 2015 up until right now, up until the commission stuff.
Is this a Frontline?
It's Frontline, and it has interviews with everyone who has flipped on the Trump administration from inside. Like John Bolton's there, a lot of the people that worked his interns and stuff like that in the Trump White House, all the way up the ranks. And it's a hard watch because it is after living through it specifically, watching it compiled down into just what is essentially just like a B-roll compilation.
Yeah, just a train wreck.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy to see what we fucking lived through. Yeah. And when you watch it in this way, you're like, oh God, oh my God. All the things seem to happen. It's like the slow boiling thing.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling up for it, if you think you can emotionally handle it, it is a very important watch. It's also great for your parents. It'd be something great to show them where it's like, look, I know you fucking hate PBS and you think they're the devil for whatever reason because someone told you to. But look, this is pretty fucking impartial. And
they make excellent documentaries.
Yeah. Just dropped in the middle of the week, Frontline.
And they release 20 of them a year.
It's incredible. So They actually put it up for free in full on their YouTube.
Yeah,
So,
they do that with most of their content.
Yeah. Anyways, now, speaking of the Saudis, 9/11 is coming up. It is coming up. Everyone go down to Subway, get your 2-for-1 footlongs.
Yep.
Get your mattresses down at the mattress store. And you know what? Do whatever you want. It's going to be on Sunday this year. So
Yeah, Sunday, baby.
But it has been 21 years since the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. And even with that much time, people still haven't figured out exactly what the hell you're supposed to do on 9/11. Now, it's not a day for celebration. You don't wish people a happy 9/11 unless you're a Twitter user. But in fact, it feels almost wrong to enjoy yourself too much on the anniversary of the day when 3,000 people died in a terror attack, permanently altering the course of history. Now, having said that, what a wild weekend it will be for all of the kids who were born on 9/11 who can now go drink at bars.
Drinks on me, kid.
Dude, Bourbon Street, 6th Street in Austin, all the big streets in all the major cities, like all the colleges. Imagine like you're born on fucking 9/11. Your life has already been altered from the beginning. Like
They should have a little shot glass that's in like a airplane thing, and you fly it. Gulp.
But that's also what I'm getting at here is that we are now old. We lived through this traumatic event.
Yeah, no, it's
old enough to understand what was going on.
Most young people don't remember the 9/11. They don't remember a time before 9/11. They don't remember being able to just walk up to an airplane.
Yeah, it's like when I was like 15, it was like, hey, cool Dead Kennedy's shirt. They blew his fucking head off, didn't they? Nice shirt. Cool.
Yeah.
Very awesome. Anyways, I have no connection to this other than people were very sad about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, most people, they just do try to go about their day on 9/11 without thinking about it too much because honestly, what are you supposed to do? Guess what? This year, it's on Sunday. You got church and football. Your mind, you're going to be completely not even thinking about
I
it.
scheduled a teeth cleaning session for my dogs on 9/11 because I knew I wouldn't forget.
There you go. It'll always be in your mind. Yes.
Yeah. And it's worked out so far.
Uh-huh.
Now, of course, having a day every year that's seared into the collective memory of every American over the age of 25 or so, but not being able to commercialize it like every other holiday, like we love to do so much here in America, it's tough for some people to grasp. Probably the most notorious example of someone failing to grasp that 9/11 is not a marketing opportunity was back in 2016 when San Antonio mattress store Miracle Mattress released the following advertisement.
What better way to remember 9/11 than with a Twin Tower sale? Right now, you can get any size mattress for a twin price. Store-wide sale all day long. Oh my God! We'll never forget.
Ooh.
I know it was only 2016, but it feels so much longer ago. And far after
Feels
the point
like yesterday to me.
Far after the point where it would be like, I don't even know what the point of acceptable would be.
They were testing it. They're like, it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, how mad are people going to get? Turns out,
Also,
big mad.
It's 2016. There's a lot more going on right now.
Yeah, apparently not. So yeah, it's been 6 years since Miracle Mattress tried and failed to commercialize 9/11. And with all the negative media attention that video attracted across the country, you would think that everyone would have learned their lesson. But no, apparently not. Here's Virginia's ABC 8 News.
A country club restaurant in Stafford is facing online backlash after the establishment posted a special menu for Patriot Day this coming Sunday, which featured entirely 9/11 themed dishes and drinks. 7 News ABC in Washington, D.C. reported that the clubhouse in Aquia Harbor in Stafford recently shared a menu for Seafood Sunday, which would be served on September 11th, 2022. The restaurant has daily themed menus, and this particular selection featured dishes like the First Responder Flatbread, 9/11 Oysters, and Flight 93 Redirect Crab Dip. It started out okay, and then it went off the rails pretty quick. The club also planned to offer chocolate silk Pentagon pie for dessert, a key lime flavored Remembertini, and the Never Forget sampler featuring a portion of each available dish. Does the Pentagon pie have like a piece already carved out of it?
Yeah, the Pentagon pie, like, they can't show it to you.
Yes.
You have to eat it with a blindfold on.
The idea of
you
the pie
can't see it.
is the most important thing.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing gets me hungry for seafood like thinking of the thousands of people who died horrible deaths exactly 21 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How many people was it that died again? Oh yeah, it's right there in the name of the clam chowder. 2977 chowder, named for the 2,977 victims of 9/11. Yum. Who else is hungry? Anyways, yes, backlash was unsurprisingly swift and brutal, and the restaurant's manager issued a heartfelt apology on Facebook saying, I apologize for those I offended with the 9/11 Seafood Sunday post. My intention was to bring attention to the horrific day 21 years ago. Buddy, we're aware.
Yeah.
To honor those who lost so much, as well as those who gave everything that day, we will have a new theme tomorrow.
We're not even getting rid of it. We've already made all the chowder. But look, all they had to do was be like, you're right, we'll just give firemen and medics a discount for the day.
What about cops?
No,
why do you hate the police?
No, fuck them.
Thin blue line.
So in case you're wondering, the new theme is football. Champs chowder, hot defense dip, field goal flatbread, coin toss chocolate pie, fumble flounder, offense oysters, and the touchdown teeny.
See, that was easy. This restaurant, so I guess they do this every Sunday, and you'd think a place that renames their menu every weekend would be better at coming up with names.
Why don't they do it British themed in honor of the Queen?
Maybe they should change it again. Yeah. New information has come to light.
I was feeling today, with all the fun that everyone had on Twitter yesterday, that I feel like we're going to get payback on Sunday from the Brits. They're going to be using 9/11 to crack jokes.
But that's the thing. Again, like, unless you were personally affected by 9/11, and that's a lot of people.
A lot, yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, not really. And even those people, it's a somber, quiet day. Like, they're not out in the fucking streets, like, wailing like fucking Kim Jong-un just died.
Unless they're fighting for the government to pay for their health care.
That's one of the funnier things that's been pointed out. It's like, when Kim Jong-un died, like, the footage of the people, that was, like, passed around on TV news in the UK and America is just like, well, this country is clearly a fucking cult. Look at these people, like, losing their minds over this, like, their leader dying, and it's like the same fucking thing is happening in Britain right now. And if you disrespect it at all, how dare you? You're so heartless. But yeah, try it, UK. Give it a shot. I don't think you'll find any takers.
Yeah, I think people will just be like, "Ha, cool, thank you."
Yeah, I mean, I was born on the West Coast. We were joking about 9/11 on 9/12 because children are sociopaths, and we were like the furthest point possible from where this all went down. It just did not touch our lives directly in any way.
Like I said, George Bush was a mile away from me.
Yeah, so you do have a weird personal connection.
Air Force One was literally at our airport a mile from me. My mom was like right there. It was pretty crazy. We all went outside and watched Air Force One take off. And now there's a plaque there at that local airport.
Wow.
So fuck all you.
Yeah.
Fuck the UK. You bastards.
Yeah.
Anyway, same delicious seafood at this 9/11 themed restaurant, except now you got to put
football
up with
food. Or hopefully they've changed it to Queen themed food now, because it would be pretty disrespectful not to.
But yeah, it's still, as far as we know, edible.
Yeah, it looks okay.
But speaking of terrorism, if you're still on the fence about ISIS for some reason, here's some news from the Wall Street Journal that's going to finally convince you how evil they are.
Yeah,
this is another thing where if you didn't live through it, if you didn't think you were going to personally get kidnapped in the middle of the night and beheaded on YouTube and Live Leak, it's hard not to make fun of.
What's the problem? ISIS never called me a weeaboo.
Yeah.
Here's the Wall Street Journal. A simple digital card praising Islamist militants for an attack on a Taliban position in Afghanistan last month is the first known non-fungible token created and disseminated by a terrorist sympathizer, according to former senior U.S. intelligence officials. It is a sign that Islamic State and other terror groups may be preparing to use the emerging financial technology to sidestep Western efforts to eradicate their online fundraising and messaging, they said. The NFT, visible on at least one NFT trading website and titled IS News #1, bears Islamic State's emblem. It was created by a supporter of the group, likely as an experiment to test a new outreach and funding strategy for ISIS, the former officials said. Regulators and national security officials have expressed concern about the potential for terrorists to exploit new financial technologies and markets, including NFTs. Quote, "It was only a matter of time," said Yahya Fanusi, a former economic and counterterrorism analyst at the Central Intelligence Agency. This is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
It's all been working towards this, hasn't it? Mm-hmm. All of the NFT shit.
This is the one practical use of NFTs is funding heavily sanctioned foreign terror organizations.
Mm-hmm. But As we've seen, I mean, maybe this is a better way for the tracking of said, because it's like, well, hey, that NFT changed hands. We should just see what else is in that wallet. I don't know.
But yeah, basically, if you own an NFT, you are a terrorist. Sorry.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to me. I didn't read that too closely, but I think it says that anyone who is an NFT owner is basically an ISIS.
You're technically mining for the blockchain that supports it.
Yeah.
Now, we do have headlines coming up for you in just a second, but first, this episode is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Have a packed schedule this fall? Well, HelloFresh has meals covered with a weekly selection of 30-plus recipes and 70-plus convenience items, all delivered to your door. HelloFresh is here to make your hectic fall weeknights a little easier and a lot more delicious. Their quick and easy meals, including 20-minute meals, low prep, and easy cleanup options, take the stress out of mealtime with time-saving, no-fuss recipes ready in a snap. And just FYI, HelloFresh also owns Green Chef. They've also sponsored the show. They're both great. We love the amount of options between the two of them.
Yeah, we're big fans of HelloFresh's quick and easy recipes, which of course only require the use of one pan and can be done in as quick as 20 minutes. This week they're offering their Hall of Fame sweet chili pork and cabbage stir fry with crispy fried onions, as well as their sesame soy beef bowls with shredded carrots, buttery rice, and sriracha mayo. Go to HelloFresh.com/weeklyweird16 and use code weeklyweird16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Again, that is HelloFresh.com/weeklyweird16 and code weeklyweird16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts.
And this episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. We all shop online. We've all seen that promo code field taunting us at checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one that it finds to your cart.
Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, that Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. You wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons that it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. We use it all the time. Basically, anytime I shop, and I even have it on my iPhone now, so it'll pop up and I'll be like, oh, I completely forgot. If I'm shopping on my phone, I don't remember that it's there. Yeah. And you'll get 10, 15, sometimes 20% off, or maybe even some free shipping, and that adds up as well.
That's always nice.
Yeah. Honey doesn't just work on your desktop, it also works, as I said, on the iPhone too. You just activate it on Safari on your phone and you save on the go. And if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid, of course, but also supporting this show. We wouldn't recommend something we don't use, so get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/weird. That is joinhoney.com/weird. All links and info is in the description below.
All right, now time for the headlines half of the show where the stories are all right there.
Yeah.
Right in the headlines. Starting with pilot charged after stealing plane and threatening to crash into Mississippi Walmart.
Well, landed safely.
The 9/11 legacy.
Yeah, this is more closely to the, what did they call him, like Skybro off the coast of Seattle that was flying through
at least this guy lived.
Well, this guy had experience, right?
He'd taken a class, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think he heavily damaged the plane landing it, but at least he landed. But on the other hand,
the other guy did loops.
The Skybro guy did something that even professional lifelong pilots said should have been physically impossible. He did a fucking barrel roll in a commercial passenger jet.
Yeah.
Successfully.
And didn't want to hurt anyone else and landed in an island. One of the songs.
In the Puget Sound.
Yeah, or sounds.
Yeah.
Songs, sounds, all the same. But yes, this guy, he was the whole point was threatening to crash it into a Walmart, right?
And they haven't figured out his motive or anything yet. I would guess some sort of mental break, but what did this specific Walmart do to him? Or was he targeting the Walmart because it's a symbol, much like how the terrorists targeted the World Trade Center because it's a symbol?
Look.
Because an attack on one Walmart is an attack on every Walmart.
I try
United we shop
very hard to not make fun of the entire middle of the country as much as possible. I've seen it all. I've been there.
Yeah.
I grew up. Florida's not the same, but look, I get it.
You take out one Walmart, the town is going to starve to death after
a
day.
In Mississippi,
That's
Walmart
the one store.
And it's the one thing you can see from a plane, too.
Yeah.
It's bright. It's a big symbol.
People spend their entire weekend just sort of walking around Walmart because there's nothing else to fucking do.
Well, why would you need to go anywhere else? It's all right here at the
I got
Walmart.
a clan meeting at 8, but before then, I've got about 8 hours to kill.
But this is like, so after 9/11, I can't remember how far after it was, but everyone was like freaked out because in Tampa, a small little passenger plane did a little.
Oh, I remember that.
But it was like, bink.
Yeah, that was some was that a kid?
I think so. I think it was a younger person.
Yeah, it was like a teenager, I think.
But it was like...
It crashed into an office building.
And it didn't do anything because...
It was like a week after 9/11. And yeah, it took out like one window. It didn't even explode. I think he still died, but
Yeah.
It was, yeah. When you heard about it, you're like, oh God, here we go again. And they're like, oh, here's a picture. I'm like, okay, well, not so bad.
Not exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next headline, though. America's COVID toilet paper hoarders had an unintended effect. Booming sales of Japanese toilets. And we're all better for it, right, folks?
Yeah, just add this to the pile of, things we were right about, way ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like it was like the first week of COVID. We're like, you guys, listen up.
Get the bidets now.
Get your bidet while you can. You're not going to regret it. You're going to be running around all week trying to find a single roll of toilet paper when the truth is you don't really need any toilet paper.
The only real problem with a bidet, you will miss it when you don't have access to it.
That is true.
Oh, you gotta poo in public?
Jeez.
What a nightmare. Sorry, I have to go home
disgusting.
after this and shower my ass.
Yeah.
So this is great. This is great news. This means a lot more people are walking around clean instead of just smearing shit all over themselves.
This is a great cultural shift. American culture has been trending downwards. Except for this one thing. In this one way, we are actually improving upon ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're bettering ourselves.
Yes. And
Thank God.
we need to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Pressure everyone you know into having clean butts.
Yeah. Make fun of, shame them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you wipe your ass with toilet
stinky
paper?
Ugh.
Disgusting.
A Canadian citizenship ceremony was delayed after officials were confused whom to swear allegiance to following Queen Elizabeth II's death.
Yeah, this was like right as she died. Like they were in the middle of the ceremony.
Just turn the TV off.
And they got the news and they're like, fuck, what do we do? So I guess they eventually figured it out. King Charles III. Although that's kind of interesting because the British Empire, still kind of an empire, not as much, but I think in Ireland he's like King Charles, but like a different number. And I think it might be the same in like Wales and Scotland because they've previously had a different number of Charleses. It's fucking stupid. The whole thing's stupid. Get rid of it. Like I said.
I'll believe it when I see it, but I did see the reporting today that like one of Charles's things is going to be shrinking the monarchy or something. It's like, I will believe it when I see it.
I mean, he doesn't seem that into the whole thing.
None of them do.
Yeah.
Maybe
But,
Prince William.
William he's like taking up the mantle of being like the sort of the guy in the spotlight, and like his wife clearly is like also pretty into it. But like also it's still, I mean, if he does end up with it, and like Charles doesn't look so good he's old as shit.
Yeah, he's
himself, and I don't know if he's gonna
live. The age average is down.
Have you seen his fingers? They look like fucking sausages.
That's what I was talking about yesterday. I was just like, it looks painful.
Yeah, like he looks like he has a ring on there that.
It looks like if you poked him, it would go like.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, William might get the throne faster than you think, and I don't know if that happens. It'll probably be more along the lines of like the royal families in like Scandinavia and Spain, where it's just like way less of a role. It's just like this thing that everyone's too lazy to like actually get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be like, look, people would be aware of it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a person who's in any kind of control or like taking money from you to like.
Yeah, like, and I believe the monarchs in Scandinavia, like they have jobs. Like I think they're still on some sort of public benefits program, which is fucked up. But like, they have such great connections that they're all like working in finance.
Did you see the Queen got a job? They had her on all those McDonald's ordering screens. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They love her there. She's on every billboard.
Mm-hmm.
So.
My favorite picture of that billboard was, it was like on an empty street between like a food bank and a fucking like gambling center. It's just like, cool. There it is. England in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Mitchell says his doctor won't see him because of Donkey Kong cheating allegations.
Jesus Christ. It's a great documentary.
Yeah, King of Kong, one of the best documentaries ever made. And yeah, so I think we covered this years ago. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, but he was accused of cheating. He had this big scandal with Twin Galaxies, the company who keeps track of all these like old fucking arcade game scores.
Mm-hmm.
And Twin Galaxies stripped him of his titles. And so he's suing them now for like damage to his reputation. And there's a whole section in his lawsuit. He's like, so I went to go see my doctor I've been seeing for 30 years and he refused to see me. He kicked me out. He's like, I won't treat a cheater. Billy, I respected you for what your accomplishments were. And now I come to find out it was all a big mirage.
Good luck getting money out of that company. We've been to their office. It's already burned somewhere.
Well, they're owned by they're like a sub company of like, I don't even know. That brand just gets like passed around.
Yeah, it was a production company when we went over there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really like, I think someone bought them and tried to turn Twin Galaxies into like a Twitch channel. But like, I mean, before that, and I assume now, again, it was just like 2 guys who just would like fly out to random arcades and
and monitor.
And just watch you play the game and be like, okay, cool. He beat the score.
Yeah.
We're going to go put it on our little website. Like that's it. So,
look, but you could argue that he sold more hot sauce than he ever would have done without the movie coming out. Because it's not like more people like a good documentary than like following the high scores of, decades old video games.
It's a very small niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So enjoy selling the hot sauce, enjoy the villain role, live it, and you're fine. And I'm sure this was like a thing where like the doctor maybe gave him some shit about it. And he's like, my doctor won't even look at me. He won't even look at me.
I mean, yeah, he does have a very easily bruised ego based on his, portrayal in the aforementioned documentary, which again, one of the best documentaries ever made.
We got a kill screen coming up.
Kill screen coming.
Mm-hmm.
His little fucking Steve.
The guy like follows him around.
Yeah, he's basically like Stevie from Eastbound and Down, but
or the kid from Recess that tattles on everyone.
So fucking good.
Yeah. 2 people removed from U.S. Open quarterfinals after one gave the other a haircut in the stands. It's a very cool video. Love seeing it.
Yeah, he had the cape, the smock. What do you call it? The sheet that you put around. He was touching him up. Clearly knew what he was doing.
Don't say anything wrong with it.
Oh, you're not allowed. Oh, you can't give a haircut in the stands at the U.S. Open. Like, okay, well, what can you do?
Yeah. Why am I even here?
Yeah.
Thought this was America.
This is why people don't like tennis.
Yeah.
You think you're better than everyone else.
Look, I had to make a choice, haircut or tennis.
Someone like literally had sex at some baseball game.
The Oakland A's.
Yeah, the Oakland A's.
And then it was like the next day, someone copycatted it as well.
Yeah. People are fucking in MLB games. You can't even give your buddy a haircut at a tennis match.
To be fair, if you want privacy in Oakland, the one place to go is the athletic stadium. It's the only place where you can have some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no one's going to watch him.
Video appears to show Boris Johnson taking part in police raid of man's home during final days in office. So yeah, this is what he apparently...
While he still has some like prominence there, he's just like, you know what I'd always love to do.
Yeah. So this was before the Queen died.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we were wondering what Boris been up to. He apparently did a fucking ride along with like a SWAT team, and he's like vested up. Like someone captured this on TikTok. Like the guy whose house was being broken into for like, I don't know, suspected like drug possession or something is like recording it, and like the door gets bashed open and it's all these cops, and then just the fucking Prime Minister Boris floppy-haired Johnson over there.
What is this Muppet doing breaking into my house?
Hello, good morning. It's me, your Prime Minister. You're under arrest. It's fucking surreal.
You would have assumed that he was on like some prank show, like on the BBC or something.
What is happening?
But good for Boris. Keep him busy. Back on the bike, Boris.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wonder what he's going to do now.
I'm going to write my memoirs.
I mean, I guess has he said whether he'll stay in the House of Commons?
Considering he's like pulling in favors to go on ride-alongs with the SWAT team, busting people, I would say that he's starting his Walter White arc.
Yeah, maybe.
Who would suspect the Prime Minister of cooking near perfect methamphetamine?
That would be absurd. I heard he might move to the U.S. because he is.
Hell yeah.
He was born here. He's a dual citizen.
Hell yeah. Dude, Boris, we have so much stuff to do here.
Boris, Yeah. No, that actually makes sense. Boris moved to either like New York or LA and just do some like Real Housewives shit.
Yeah, well, either that or like, God, now I'm just pitching the actual show Idiot Abroad, but like sending Boris Johnson to like national parks or something to learn about like geysers.
Yeah.
But that's literally Idiot Abroad.
Send Boris Johnson just like everywhere that Anthony Bourdain ate at.
Just to ruin it.
Oh, too spicy.
Love the clip of Anthony Bourdain not wanting to toast
like,
to the Queen.
And he's just like, fuck the aristocracy. He's just like visibly so mad. And also that clip he wasn't even in England. He was in fucking Canada. So he was like extra just disgusted. He's like, what is, ugh. I thought you Canadians were cool. What is this?
The other clip going around where like they're at a junket and it's like Cillian Murphy. It's just I'm Irish actually.
Like mean mugging Prince Harry.
No, this is a different one. He did that one.
Or Prince William.
Yeah, where he shakes his hand and he's just like mean mugging him. But there's another one where the guy's like, so you guys are both British. And he's like, I'm Irish.
Yeah. He's a good lad.
Yeah.
Love Killian. Russians keep mysteriously falling from windows to their deaths.
It's very mysterious.
In the water, yeah.
Also, there was one. Look, maybe it's not suspicious. Anytime I see news from like Russian people dying suddenly and mysteriously, I'm like, maybe something's going on. There was like all these hikers, they just they disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. The helicopters, they couldn't make it over that way. We don't know. Anyways, that's like 10 people.
No big
gone.
deal. Anyway, we are winning in Ukraine.
Yeah,
baby. Your kids, they haven't called you from front lines because they're so busy winning. But they'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of people falling out of windows in Russia. Could be natural. Could be defenestration. My favorite word in the English language. It's literally a word meaning thrown from a window. Defenestration.
You'd think they'd try a new tactic after being caught doing it so many times.
Well, their old tactic was like radioactive poisoning.
Yes.
Or
they were the speaking of Walter White, they did the ricin thing at one point.
They did that. They did the Novichok nerve agent, and then they were just leaving it around in random places in the UK and poisoning just innocent people who happened to stop and like see what it was.
Yeah, crack a few eggs.
Yeah, they're very creative with their kills.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give them that.
But you
got to hand it to them.
What is it?
Defenestration.
Defenestration. Quick, simple.
Yeah. Sends a message.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it could have been anything, but if you know, you know.
Yeah. Your electric car could run on crabs one day.
Wow, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
It actually is very exciting.
They're powered by death because they start doing the dances to produce the energy.
You open the hood and it's just like 1,000 crabs dancing.
Ah, geez, Kissinger must have died.
Hydroelectric crabs.
Yeah.
No, it's actually, so the biggest problem with electric cars and just batteries in general is they're highly toxic. And everyone's like, okay, if everyone drives an electric car, what happens to these fucking batteries? Also, the materials to make these batteries are dangerous and they're not very clean to mine. But they figured out that they could eliminate a lot of that by just like throwing a bunch of crabs in a blender and extracting some chemical from them that is biodegradable that does a lot of the same shit.
It's like crab adrenochrome.
Yeah, basically. It's just like, it's some chemical in their shells. And this is especially good because we have all those like invasive crab species on the upper northeast coast that no one wants. People don't eat them. The blue crab or green crab. Anyway, just grab all those, throw them in a fucking food processor and dump it in your car and boom. You're welcome, Elon Musk.
Yeah. Done and done.
Yeah. No need for the CIA. Look, we don't need the lithium anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We got it.
Yes.
Leave Bolivia alone, please.
Well, that's some good news.
Yeah.
Not for the crabs, but for everyone
fuck
else.
Nigeria seizes thousands of donkey penises that were being smuggled to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong in shambles.
Oh, we were really waiting on those thousands of donkey penises.
Things were starting to turn around.
Yeah, I guess, it's the same reason, like, all the most noble... It's for medicine or some shit.
Vitality or whatever?
Yeah, like all the fucking most noble species of animals in Africa are fucking extinct is because, like, people in China...
Want boners?
Really want, yeah, just like... I heard if you, the rarer the rhinoceros, the stronger the erection you get from their horn. But yeah, donkey penises. I guess, Nigeria, all these donkey farmers were realizing they could make more money by just cutting off their donkeys' dicks and selling them to Hong Kong or China than what their usual purpose of a donkey is. And it's got the Nigerian donkey economy in shambles. They're trying to put a stop to this donkey dong trade.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah, good.
So, this is more good news.
Yeah, thank God.
Seized.
And final headline, Chinese man gets trapped aloft in hydrogen balloon for 2 days, traveling 200 miles. He was trying to collect pine nuts from a tree. I guess that is a much easier way to collect pine nuts from a tree than actually climbing it.
Yeah.
It's pretty brilliant. I'm like, oh, my little balloon, and like, it's safely tied to the ground down there, and okay, now it's not.
Back to knot tying school.
Anyway, I have no idea how to control this thing. How do I make it go down?
Yeah.
And yeah, he was flying around for 2 days, just like, hello?
I mean, it's got a beautiful...
Like, oh, look, a balloon! So wave,
hi! Help! He's waving! Wave back! Yeah, I mean, it's got to suck, but like, after you're rescued, you look back on it with a positive kind of reflection, probably.
Yeah. I'm sorry to anyone I pissed or shit on while I was in that tiny balloon basket.
Well, it's only 2 days.
Yeah.
It's only 2 days. Pee in the basket, live with it. But no, I'd be pissing all over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe it would get someone's attention.
Send a message. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm going to come up there and kick that guy's ass.
Yeah. Please, come get me.
Pussy. Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, that sucks, but good for him.
Good, yeah.
What a journey.
Mm-hmm. A fun journey. It'll make a great movie over in China.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's it for this week's episode of Weekly Weird News. If you haven't already, please check out our other videos from this week. We have our
We
coverage
paid
of,
our respects to the Queen.
We did. We paid
properly.
our respects. We were trying to cover Don't Worry Darling, but the Queen just shoved her way in.
She preempted
also,
everything else.
Did you see? It was a funny meme, but apparently it's also true that, Trisha Paytas had her baby, 3 minutes after
Elizabeth has been reincarnated.
And she named it Elizabeth?
Oh my God.
At least that's what I saw in the
Wow. Wow. It's pretty big.
God, the Queen is so lucky. 2 amazing lifetimes.
Yeah.
One just starting.
She's basically the Queen of America now.
The Queen's going to be a vlogger soon.
Yeah.
A kid vlogger, which we all have to look forward to.
Yeah.
Anyways, now the videos are up there. That we have our In Remembrance episode, and then our episode about the Tesla hunger strike. So there you go. A fun week. Check both of those out. Subscribe to the channel. If you're feeling frisky, click the join button or just leave a comment and a like. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.